What's good, YouTube? Alex here. Today, as you can see by the title, I will be bringing you a necroz deck profile. Not just any necroz deck profile, a Zoodiac Nekroz deck profile. I'm pretty sure you all are fed up at this point. The Zoo cards have been out for about a week, or even less than a week, and you can see them in every source, any kind of deck. I'm pretty sure that everyone in the TCG is going to try to implement them in their own decks. Which, you know what, I can't really blame them because the suit cards are very powerful. And they basically help slower decks or less powerful decks compete just because the one card Momo Rat play, or as in the TCG knows as Rat Peer, it's a plus 2 to 3 if you perform the combo correctly. And that's a lot, you know, a plus 3, a mindless plus 3 at that, it's actually very powerful. And if you are playing a deck that can abuse that, the Rat Peers, then you'll have a much better time. I don't think I'm a big fan of like Infernoid Zoo or Paleozoic Zoo just because they don't really complement each other very well. But in a deck like this, like Nekroz, I think they go hand in hand together. And I'll explain how. So as you can see, I have laid them out here. I will start with the ritual monsters first. For the ritual monsters, we play 3 Valkyries. As most Nekroz lists, you'll see 3 of in every list. The main reason why you play 3 is just to protect your setups. And Valkyries is probably like the first or second card you want to summon in the deck. If you can summon a Valkyries next to a Unicorn in the same turn, you're actually pretty good to go. But if you can't summon the Valkyries and you have like a board of Xyz, for example, Zoodiac Nekroz and Rafflesia, it basically stops your opponent from like damage of basically running them over because its effect to negate the battle phase is actually very relevant. So I feel that 3 Valkyries, it's actually very needed. Again, 1 is just to summon and to keep it on the board, and if you keep the Valkyries on board, it's like a plus 2 every turn just because of the draws that he's going to be netting you. Again, I feel that 3 it's correct. You can play 2, but again, seeing in your opening hand without searching is actually what you want to do. So playing 3, I think it's the best way. Same with Colossalos. Colossalos is one that we never, well, let me rephrase that. We rarely summon just because his levels are really awkward. There's no way to summon it except for like Kaleidoscope plays. And even that, he's not that relevant. Maybe against Zooey will be really good just because it negates the guy's extra dex effect. But so right now, he's just here to be in a cross name for Valkyries to banish from graveyard or to search the spells without like having to waste a Manju or Senju on them. So I feel that 3 is right. It's very good. And I'm not playing Reinforcement of the Army just because this is the only level 4 lower warrior in my main deck. So there's no need for that. So right now I'm playing 2, but I can see myself cutting it to. I mean, I'm playing 3, but I can see myself cutting to 2. For the 2 ofs, I'm playing just 2 Necroz of Trishula. Necroz of Trishula is still very, very powerful. No one's playing around it. Yes, people are studying Artifact Lancia for Infernoids, and that can like cripple the Trish play. But still, if Trish goes untouched, you're probably gonna win the game just because of how like devastating it is. I played 2 just because I want to have 1 in hand to protect the Valkyries or the Unicorn against Zoo. So I feel that 2 is very good. I'd never really draw them in my opening hand or like both at the same time, so I feel that 2 is very good. For the 1-ofs, I'm playing 1 copy of Necroz of Brionac because we only really need to play 1. Like 1 more of Brionac, it's wrong, so I feel that 1 is correct. Same with Unicorn. There's no need to play 2 or 3. One of each is good. It's 1 Catastor. Catastor is very underrated in the Necroz deck. It has a lot of cute plays, mainly with the level 4 Necroz monsters. You can bring them back from the graveyard and tribute them for Valkyries and gain plus. Or you can just rank 4 up with the rest of the suit. So he's actually very good. And for the last ritual monster, I am taking 1 Cyber Angel Benton. Benton's actually been working fantastic in the deck. Being a level 6, being able to cycle Brio is relevant just to bounce like extra deck monsters. And searching a Manju or Senju is actually really, really good. So I decided to keep the 1 off. I started with 3 and then I went from 3 to 2 to 1. And the 1 has actually been working just fine. So that's it for the ritual monsters. As you can see, I'm not playing Decisive Armor or Gungnir, mainly because they are really difficult to summon. Like the levels are awkward, and the plus 1,000 from Gungnir from decisive armor doesn't really help us much in this meta. And even though everyone's playing 2 to 3 war wipes for Zoo, Gungnir is not gonna pull its weight. But I might start testing it if like people keep like making Dark Holes and Raigekis. So that's it for the ritual monsters. For the effect monsters, you have to play your 6 Manjus and Senjus because they are the play starters, the playmakers. You want to see this in your opening hand all the time. With the Zoo implemented into the deck, I feel that cutting a Senju would be okay. But, again, you want to see them in your opening hand. And if you're summoning Manjus and Senjus every turn, that's a +1. It's mindless +1 again from just adding a random ritual spell or monster from your deck. So I feel that having the maximum number in the deck is correct. For the Necroz effect monsters, I play 1 Exa, 1 Grey Sorcerer, and Dance Princess. 1 of each. These 3 guys have very cool interactions with each other. They recycle each other and they send basically they work together. Again, it's an archetype, so you of course you're gonna work together. But in a lot of Necroz lists, you don't see any of these being played. Main reason is because they just wanna focus on the Valkyrie's drop and the Trishula plays, and I feel that that's not okay. Yeah, playing Unicorn and Valkyrie's control is the right way to play the deck. So these actually help with that. Again, these 2 are level 4s to make rank 4s, and Exile brings back one of your banished Necroz effect monsters. So 1 of each. Plus, they have tribute effects. When they're tributed by card effects, mainly Valkyries, you get to trigger their effects. And being able to recycle Brios from the banished pile is very relevant. So 1 of each. Any more of that, and that would be a little cloggy, even though I tried it, but it wasn't working for me. For the Zoo engine, I play 3 rats and 1 viper whiptail. Any more and it will just clog. There's no need to play 2 vipers or whiptails, I'm sorry, and there's no need to play Toro Blade. This is the only 4-card engine you really need. For some reason I keep drawing this card all the time, which is not terrible, but like I wish I could search instead of drawing it, you know. And rats are just too good. 1 card +3, it's like hard to beat, you know. So again, this engine's probably going to be in every deck from now on, so get ready for that, guys. And for the last monsters, 2 Maxis to to compete in the meta, to stay relevant. Against Zoo, you drop it. You're probably going to net a +1 just because they can't just make a guy and pass. They have to at least make a Dryden. And the +1 that you net might be able to answer that one Dryden. And against any other like special summon heavy decks, this is still very good. Hopefully this card goes to 3, just because you want to see in your opening hand a lot. Even though I play DDs, I still want this card to go to 3, just to combat like Zoo, because Zoo is actually very strong. So 2 of those as the monsters. For the spells, you play 2 of each mirror, 2 mirrors, 2 kaleidoscope, and 2 cycles. I have seen a lot of lists online that play different ratios of this. They play 3, 3 or 1, or 3, 2, 1, or 3, 1, 1, and I think that's incorrect. The main reason is cycle is still the best one, even though we don't have Shred, but still the best one, because again, cycling a Brio using a Benten lets you deal with pesky extra deck monsters. And it lets you recycle your own monsters as well. Like if you have an Emerald and you just want it back in the extra deck, you can put it back. And again, cycling a Brio is awesome. Cycling a Unicorn is for more damage. Like if you summon a Jew and like get this and bring back that Unicorn, it's more damage than the Manju or Senju, and it locks your opponent's extra deck down. So you have to play 2 of these just because they search each other. And remember, we have technically we play 7 ritual spells because Preparation of Rites gets 1 back from the graveyard, so I feel that playing 6, 2 of each is the right number. Maybe if Shred ever gets unbanned, you can like play 3 cycles, which I will definitely do that if Shred ever gets unbanned. But as of right now, just 6 mirrors. For playmakers, I play 2 instant fusions. 3 could be a very good number, but that might clog. 2 has been working. I feel that 2 is correct, and any deck that doesn't really need Nodin to do anything, But in this deck, you don't really need it. You can just rank 4 up, and if you have this, that's a blowout that basically extends your plays. For example, if you can summon a Valkyries and you have a rat play in this, you can end up with a Valkyries, a Dryden, and a Rafflesia, and another rank 4, mainly like an Emerald, which is like just absurd. This card just makes a deck just go, and any other rank 4 decks. Hopefully Nodin gets banned soon because this card is too much. I played 2 MSTs in the main deck, just to like fight back row. I know that a lot of people are just playing Dimensional Barrier, and if you're sniping a barrier, you're probably losing that game. But you're probably going to lose to that game because barrier itself, not because you hit a barrier. Barrier is too good of a card, and it just shuts down a lot of plays. Especially a ritual deck. If they call rituals on one of your mirrors, you're gonna be screwed because that's a -1. Yeah, it's a 1-for-1, but that's momentum that you're losing, and your opponent is just going to gain so much on their turn. So 2 just to hit strikes, and mainly vanities, because vanity still sucks. And for the last 1 of spells, 1 prep, because it's the best spell in your deck, and 1 Raigeki to fight boards. If you go second, by the way, you want to go first a lot with this deck now, just because you can establish a Zoo play with the Valkyries. But if you go second, you have a way to like out-establish board, mainly Zoo or Dark Law, any Crystal Wings, or anything that's like shutting you down. So that's why I feel that the 1 Raigeki in the main deck is good. Plus, everyone's main decking 2 to 3 Raigekis and Dark Hold, so I feel that 1 in the main deck it's good. It's been working for me. 1 Bottomless is my trap. 1 Time Space, because I play Trap Tricks of Rafflesia, and these 2 out Pendulum Summons. Any deck that Pendulum Summons for 5 is usually going to win on that turn. So if you're not playing a Pendulum deck, you need something out to that. And I don't think strikes are good in this deck at all. The main reason is because you need all the combo pieces that you can get, and these are cards that you don't have to draw. These are cards that you summon because of Rafflesia. So I feel that 1 of each is correct. I was never a big fan of Floodgate Trap Hole. I know it's a very good card, but 1-on-1 it works. Bottomless deals with any monster, a normal, special, anything. And Time Space deals with Pendulum Summon, so 1 of each is good. And for the last card of the deck, I'm playing 1 Vanity's Emptiness, because Vanity still wins games, and hopefully it gets banned soon, because screw this card, it's too good. So that's it for the main deck, 42 cards. If you keep up with my deck profiles, you see that a lot of my decks are 40 to 42. I'm a big fan of 42 cards in main decks, mainly because I don't play Upstart, but even if I play Upstart, a 42 is a very good number for me. For the extra deck, I play 1 Herald of Arclight, just for the Kaleidoscope plays, as well as 1 Blackwing Onimaru, the Divine Thunder. It can be any level 12, but I love Blackwings, and this is my level 12 of choice. So again, just 1 of each for Kaleidoscope plays. Any other level, you don't really need. For rank 4s, I play Direwolf. You can actually cut this for a Dweller if you want to, but Direwolf has still the application of removing itself from the field and popping like a threat, like a spell trap that your opponent might have, for you to search mirrors and continue your plays. So 1 Direwolf, but again, you can switch this for a Dweller if you want to. 1 Rafflesia for a defensive out, like Instant Fusion most of the time becomes a Rafflesia in this deck, just to help ensure like protection. 1 Castell, because it outs literally anything, any problem, any face-up problem. It puts things face down, which is it's not that relevant, but still, outs anything really. Any Floodgate that's like locking you down, you can just get rid of it. 1 Utopia and Lightning for out to problems. As you can see, the extra deck is mainly a toolbox, so you will find like every useful rank 4. And Lightning is still like the most powerful rank Xyz monster in the game, in my opinion. So I'm going to play it. I'm playing 2 Daigusto Emeralds because the Necroz deck itself can make 2 Emeralds all the time, and it needs to keep the resources up and high. So once I added the Zoo deck, I decided to add the second one, just because you're gonna need the recursion every turn. So in theory, you have infinite Emeralds because one will recycle the other one, and vice versa. Like, it just keeps looping. So I feel that 2 Emeralds is the way to go, and this card might go to 1 actually. I'm thinking maybe Emerald's a card that you shouldn't be allowed to play more than one of, so they're probably going to do something to this. Again, 2 Emeralds, 1 Nodin because I'm still allowed to play Nodin, so I will play it in any rank 4 deck. Card is absurd. It's so good. For the Zoo engine, I play 1 Borba. He's the starter. This is what you want to make first before you start comboing off, just because he's just an overlay unit that you use to get rats out of the deck. 1 Tiger Motor, with one of the best ones, actually, very underrated. In the Zoo deck, this card is like champion. It's such a great card in the pure Zoo deck. But I played 1. There's no need to. 1 Broad Bull to search your Viper, or to this is the one you can actually make with any 2 level 4 monsters, because it only requires a level 4 monster. So if you get a rat, and then you can tribute it with Valkyrie's effect, and then put the tiger on top of this to put the rat that you tributed under this, and then you can start comboing off. So there's a lot of cool plays that you can do with the decks, and again, both engines complement each other very, very well. And as for the 2 last cards in my extra deck, I play 2 Zoodiac Dryden. Dryden's it's huge. Yeah, 0 attack, but I don't mean like that. Its effect to pop a card should not matter as much as it does. You might think, oh, it's just 1 pop face-up card, that's not that big. But once you're playing against this card, you realize how difficult it is to out. Mainly because if you summon a small guy, you need to summon something that's not very threatening, to like something that's not going to contribute to your combos in any way, but something small enough to get over Dryden, or big enough. So once you go attack it, if they have a Viper, they're going to take down that guy with you. So it's like you're losing a card, and you're probably losing like the 1 battle phase and main phase as well, just because Dryden is just such a suppressive card. It's insane how much it actually does. It should not matter that much. I feel that it's too powerful of a card, even though I'm not saying it's broken, but it's really powerful, and the 1 pop actually matters. Well, like I said, this has been a very interesting deck so far. I've been testing for the past 3 weeks, and it's been working just fine. I'm pretty sure you guys saw my last Necroz deck profile. It was a totally awesome Necroz. And to be honest, the Toad engine, it's better than the Zoo engine in this deck, just because the Toad replaces itself with the water monster from graveyard, and you have Valkyries to protect it from battle. So the Toad engine, it's better, yes, but the Zoo engine, it's a little more powerful, and it helps you like out boards and establish better boards. And again, it's a new toys that we got, so I'm going to be playing around with this. Again, let me know what you think of the deck. Comment down below any questions that you might have, and why I play certain cards or certain ratios, and I'll gladly explain. I will probably be bringing you a pure Zoo deck later on, and a updated DD deck, just because I've been playing with those decks a lot lately. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and yeah, I'm out. Peace.